One of the biggest things that happened this week was some people called it Mermaid Gate. Some people called it white tears. There was a lot of terms to it, but the term that I'm giving it to it was the hashtag that was spreading around. Not my Ariel. Yes, indeed, Papo. White people got upset that Ariel, the Little Mermaid, is going to be a little black girl.
So that's a thing then. Because, all right, so
that is a huge fucking thing. That's all that has been on my feed for about 4 days now.
So look, so check this out. Because I didn't know I was a part of Black Twitter, but apparently I am. And you know, I was seeing some memes, not even memes, but like it was a dark skinned Ariel, and they said, yes, this is my Ariel. So I've just been seeing positive things, but I'm thinking this is a matter of like when fucking the rumors that Childish Gambino was going to play the next Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though he made his little cameo appearance, he, you know, remember that he was gonna play the, I don't know if he was supposed to be Mike Morales or some other cat, but when that whole endeavor happened, that was just based off of rumors. So I didn't know this was an actual casting pick. And then on top of that, maybe now this kind of, so why was I hearing something about Halle Berry? I'm just thinking that this is people wanting to bring the best of the black to the forefront.
No, it's people are stupid and can't fucking read. Because that's how I initially came across the story, was that Halle Berry was trending, and I was like, oh shit, they're gonna make Halle Berry the new Little Mermaid. But no, it's actually Halle. What's her name? So most people elated that Halle Berry would get the chance to be introduced herself to a new generation of Disney fans, but it actually turned out to be Halle Bailey, I think. Wow. I can't find her fucking last name. Halle Bailey, who is she's from that group Holly and Chloe or something like that. It's a little group that like Beyonce found a group of like singers or whatnot, and they've been like around and about or whatnot. But so basically, so it came out that they're doing a live action remake of the Little Mermaid, and they decided to cast this Halle Bailey chick to go ahead and play the Ariel, and white Twitter lost their mind.
So I know I wasn't that stupid. I stated it, that's retarded. Okay, it makes more sense now. Because I legit read Barry. It wasn't me just seeing a pair of two words and assuming it is what it was. Like, motherfuckers were actually getting that shit twisted, right?
Yeah. And so here's like a couple of tweets that came in. This chick said, it's not a movie about mermaids. It's about the 1989 Disney movie based on the story The Little Mermaid, written by Hans Christian Andersen, where he describes white skin as blue eyes. Ariel's from Denmark. Nordic. Hashtag not my Ariel. Hashtag it is not inclusive.
Ooh. Yo, we getting historical with this? Really? Do we need to not mention fucking the gods of Egypt and all the fucking pale-faced men that were supposed to play proud olive skin, actual color of an olive skin motherfuckers? It don't make no sense. It's so simple.
And not also to also mention that the version that she's talking about, it's incorrect, because the 1989 movie was based off of the story The Little Mermaid, which was from like the 1800s. But no, he described Ariel as having green skin. He never said anything about her being white. That was just an add-on, but that's the story for another day.
And then on top of that, people want to bring up the history of The Little Mermaid and do not want to mention that this bitch used to lure men, sailors from the fucking sea. So I don't know if it was a matter of raping and pillaging, but certainly some sort of tearing the fuck up of. And wasn't that the original Little Mermaid tale, apparently?
Well, no, that's the siren. That's the story of this siren, the supposed ghoul or whatever.
Well, a siren of the sea is someone like so a siren of the desert. They would sing and they were lure men. And maybe I am confusing the two, but I could have sworn that I seen depictions of that. Because just how, like, for example, Hansel and Gretel, like a lot of, you know, old fairy tale shits that were just way too gruesome. And I don't know if it was the combining of what is it called? Not like how they did with Christianity when they try to combine.
Oh, just you're combining a whole bunch of different folklores,
folklore and then lure in some other suckers. You know what I'm saying, to kind of make a cohesive cult. But so. Dude, I think back to how many times have we done it for white folk though?
Oh, and real quick though, a couple more tweets, and then we'll react to why these particular white people were incorrect.
Yeah. I want to hear more of this fuckery.
So this chick tweeted, Ariel is a white redhead. I would be a better choice, not my Ariel. This dude said, and just like that, Disney ruined the live action Little Mermaid. Fuck Disney. And actually, I think that's all of the tweets I have here. But yeah, so anyway, a whole bunch of white people got upset. And then so black people started to chime in, and with a very I think reasonable approach to the whole situation, because again, like after this started, they started saying, oh, well, you know, you guys are saying because we're white, we don't have the right to be upset about this. And they were like, you guys would be upset if Tiana, you know, was changed to white, or if Pocahontas was made white, or Mulan was made white. And it's like, well, yes. So we would be upset if that happened. And the reason why we'd be upset if that happened, because those three characters in particular that you mentioned, their cartoon, their story is based around their culture.
Yeah.
And so the Little Mermaid story is based around the fact that she's a mermaid. And then so like there's the race doesn't matter. Now I could see with the red hair, like it's very iconic, so that's the important thing. Or even like the chick Brave, the other one, Brave with the archer or whatever. I'd be upset if that they changed that to a non-Scottish person, because that's a Scottish tale. Right. So, but the Little Mermaid isn't based off of race. It's the fact that she's a fucking mermaid. And then it was funny because then some other people started chiming in and was like, oh yeah, that's just like if they made a movie about Martin Luther King Jr. or Oprah, and if they changed them and made them white. It was like, again, do y'all realize that y'all are talking about real people in this argument versus fictional characters? Like,
yeah, and the sheer fact that what makes Oprah a fucking black superhero, and you know, in reality, is the fact that she in reality is a fucking black superhero that again is cutting the mold for, you know what I'm saying, certain race and creed. So again, it wasn't like Ariel was fucking fighting for all the gingerbread, you know what I'm saying, redheaded bitches of the sea. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the deal.
No,
I mean, unless it was.
And then even if you want to get deeper, if I remember correctly, isn't the whole Little Mermaid story based around like the Red Sea, which is outside of Africa?
Right. Whoa. Bang. Point. Message. So I don't know. But even then, the fact that people are again to point out, and I guess this is, I mean, maybe this is what real outcry is, which again, hashtag white tears, because truly, because all right, if ever I thought of something, let's say, I don't know, forgive me for bringing up, but was it Sandra Blair or Sandra Brown? Who was the chick who she just got a job in Texas? Sandra Bland.
Yeah.
So again, a fuck situation. Definitely think it was some kind of conspiracy job that, you know, threw her in. But let's say she was being mouthy, which more than likely, you know, let's not get it twisted, any person's gonna be. But who less would you take that shit from than a black woman, right? Because, you know, they less of that and whatnot. So in that sort of racist sort of thinking, to where if you can put your mind where you have some bitch being hella fucking ghetto, and it could be any fucking race, because, you know, with all the bad babbies of the world, you know what I'm saying, we've seen every fucking race be as ghetto and fucking shit looking as possible. So when you see something, you can be so agitated to maybe even conjure up a race to stop because you're just fucking upset over the situation. Not to say I want to grant that, but even if we were to allow for that, when you take it to the next level, make sure you have to post this shit. Make sure you put the hashtag right. Make sure that you can gather and get all these other dick-looking activists to try to fucking conjure up a fuck. Like, it just really, I think, goes to show the audacity of people. That, or maybe just Twitter's too easily accessible, bro. And we have every dumb fuck and their mom, you know what I'm saying, voicing their opinion.
No, and I would say that's one of the things I always say is the gift and the curse of Twitter. Because that's the beauty of it. This is the first time in the history of man that any and everyone has their opinion, and their opinion can be spread online. And so anybody could hop on and say what they feel about something or whatever, and that's a gift that we all have like voices now. it's also a curse because everybody doesn't need a voice. And so that is one of the issues, is that that's kind of the gift and curse of where we're at right now. And that's one of the reasons why I argue, like, because I hear people all the time talking about this PC society and, oh my God, it's a PC world and this and this and that. And I don't think it's necessarily a PC. Well, so people say it's a PC world, and then you have a whole lot of sensitive people. I honestly, like, I don't think it's like a group, like just one group of people who's sensitive. I think we're all sensitive. And what it is we've always been sensitive, but it's just our voices have not always been able to translate across the way. So that's one of the things, like you joked about, not knowing that you were on Black Twitter. And that is one of the funny things, is that Twitter has like 1 billion people plus on it or whatnot. And 25% of the tweets that go out are from the Black community. So Black people do the majority of the tweeting or whatever, and that's the reason why Black Twitter is like so large, because there's a lot of Black people who didn't have a voice before, and now we can share our voice on this stupid fucking little thing where we could just get this shit off. So yeah, it's rather interesting.
And then it almost kind of scares me too to think that because they weren't able, and I'm not too sure if they are able to now. I remember I tried listening to the JRE of the CEO of Twitter talking about their growing pains and trying to not capitalize but monetize off their off their product. Because think about it, we put it in everyone's hands. Like it's the fastest way to bust out news. Like CNN and TMZ sometimes spout too much and end up having to redact shit. But the sheer fact that, again, that almost wouldn't be possible again if they weren't able to milk this bitch. Facebook, unfortunately, carrying such a sweet spot in how we handle and how we roll on social media and the evolution of it, that without that, bro, I mean, shit, the government would not be taking down all these little small Ponzi schemes or be able to manipulate the way that they do. So it's almost as if you need to be able to fucking. Have you ever been? Has your mom ever chased you with a weapon of some sort, whether it be a sandal, a bell, a switch, what have you?
I'm a minority, of course. That was half of my childhood.
Yeah. All right. So one of my fondest memories, or not even fondest, but ones I can imagine as vividly as I can, was a situation where I fucked up somehow. So I'm like, sure, I'm sure I was guilty. I remember having to run away. My mom, chasing me down, me making it to my room because I was fortunate enough to have a room. This is before having siblings. So, that was my safety place, right? I fucking made it in there. And bro, every fucking time, if my mom didn't get her arm in that fucking door, then somehow, some way, supposedly, I fucking had her fingers in between or some shit, right? So her trickery to whip my ass was, she would say, ow, my hand, my arm, my finger, or some shit's calm.
Oh, it's broke.
Yeah. So of course my dumb ass, because I'm like, oh fuck, I fucked up. What? Open up that goddamn door. She slaps me even she gets it in there even deeper. Motherfucker, this is a goddamn thriller movie. Her fingers are just barely edging in there, somehow, some way catching me by my hair, or something, to where again she's able to weasel her way in, whoop my ass, and I fucked up for having sympathy. That should have been a life lesson, to not give any fucks about certain people of the world. But no, it just why the fuck did I mention this? I don't know.
No, and one last thing before we move on was shouts out to Trav, who tweeted something out. Trying to find it on Twitter, but I can't find the tweet, so I got it on my phone. So Trav, and the whole not my Ariel controversy, had tweeted out, the porcelain white Sigourney Weaver played a real life African queen in a terrible movie where all the African royalty were pale and the thieves and slaves were black as fuck. Today, white people are mad that a black woman will play a cartoon fish. And that, again, ladies and gentlemen, it's not necessary. It's not that, minorities are only ones that can complain and white people can't complain. No, it's complain about something legit. Like, again, Gods of Egypt just came out like 5-6 years ago. All of them were white. You're in Africa and all of them are white. You go back to the Cleopatra movie, all of them were white. And so, like, there's a reason why black. What's up?
I said that bitch was bad though. But yeah, I mean, that's
but just the whole thing is, yes, white people, you can get upset about something, just get upset over something real, not try to, oh, I want to join the outrage group because, oh, minorities get to be upset because we kill them, and I get to be upset because this cartoon character doesn't look like me. And shouts out to somebody else that tweeted out something that was very passionate too. She did the whole years and had talked about how basically the first like 70 something years at Disney, all the princesses and all that, they were all white. And so it was like, you guys got 80 years of all the people being white. Like, let other races have like dreams and shit. Like, can we get some of that, or is it only
Disney gave y'all one black princess? One. Can nobody remember her name? She lived in a motherfucking bayou in Louisiana, but we gave y'all one.
Y'all sit down and shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear no more complaints.
You know what's gonna happen though is that as much as, let's say, and I hope to God, because you know we live in a fucking cancel culture, so right, so like if maybe if enough people bitch about it, maybe they'll fucking change it because they don't want to, you know, risk a fucking controversy or risk, you know, them not meeting their ends in the box office. Yo, let me not fucking be one to remind you that fucking Beyonce is gonna be a motherfucking lion in the goddamn CGI version of the Lion King. And amongst other people, right? Childish and, you know, countless
it's a
others.
Very black cast. Shouts out to Lion King.
But you know what? I bet you that motherfucker's gonna sell. Now, if that were the case, and let's say, you know, Disney doesn't fall off the graces or the cobra clutch that they fucking have on youth and the adults with nostalgic fucking, tits. I'm pretty fucking sure. What did they fucking say last week? Kathy McCarthy or
Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy. That bitch is gonna play Ursula. So you can. And how much you want to fucking bet? Especially, let's say we're still heated off the fact that fucking a redheaded bitch is played by a nappy-headed girl. Like, how much do you want to bet that they're gonna fucking tout Ursula? She's gonna be the star, or at least you're gonna see that bitch on fucking t-shirts of tweens everywhere. Like, I'm pretty sure that's another fucking way to spin it too. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually they're gonna have like a Justice League, a fucking Avenger-like sort of movie of all the badass queens and all the evil bitches of the world, just like how your Maleficents and whatnot. Because you can't tell me if you could put that bitch fucking Angelina Jolie and goddamn Melissa McCarthy in a fucking movie with a bunch of other random bitches and that shit wouldn't sell tickets. Like, it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's begging for it.
No, and the thing I love was they started casting like different characters from Little Mermaid as black people, and somebody was like, they need to make Samuel L. Jackson the dad,
yes,
or whatever. So you could be like, "Mermaid, motherfucker, do you speak it?"
Oh yeah.
If you didn't like this podcast, it's probably cause you're racist.
Yeah.
Fuck your feelings though.
Yeah. What's up, man? You hear me?